Hey, what's going on, world? This is Kay Williams for Chronicles Media, here with the post-fight interview with Arlene Blencowe, who took on Cris Cyborg in Bellator 279 a little bit over a month ago. Well, since then, she's been training really hard. Um, she recently is in Albuquerque, New Mexico, training, getting ready for her next fight, and we're here to unpack a lot of information as she, as well, just signed a multi-fight contract with Bellator. So we're here. And Arlene, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So you've been busy these days, huh?
Yeah, definitely busy. It felt like I only just unpacked my suitcases back home in Australia, and I repacked them, and I'm back over here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, yeah, my life the last 12 months has definitely been one of a jet setter.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been following your career obviously for a while, and since the fight, and I know that you're a dedicated fighter, and you dedicate a lot to your craft. So, what have your days been like since your last fight against Cyborg?
I had a few days off in Hawaii post fight with my family. We spent, I think it was 4.5 days there, where I just literally relaxed and let my body recover after that fight. But yeah, as soon as I got back to Australia, I was definitely keen to get back to my gyms and see all my coaches and training partners back there. So yeah, I pretty much was back in almost like a mini fight camp. I kind of realized I was still doing like 2 or 3 sessions a day training, and yeah, just got back into seeing my clients and like my mentoring and stuff like that. So yeah, I was just super busy, and yeah, like I said, before I knew it, I was packing my bags again, and I'm back over here in America.
Kind of living out of a suitcase, more or less, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting accustomed to like yeah, learning how to pack and knowing what to pack. I remember the first few times I came over here, I was like, my God, how do I like what do I bring? And I sort of like brought everything, packed way too much. Whereas yeah, now I am like a bit of a seasoned traveler.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So is this fight camp preparation any different than the last previous fight camp preparations?
To be fair, I'm not actually in an official fight camp right now. I'm actually here in Albuquerque for some other reasons.
Okay.
I've sort of been asked to train alongside a girl who's in a fight camp, so I can't really give specifics on that at the moment, just because her fight hasn't been announced. But yeah, I'm sort of over here as a training partner slash coach for that. So that's like a bit of a new opportunity for me, but also to be here at Jackson's, with my coaches here, Coach Wink and Mr. Jackson and Joey and everyone else that I've worked with here. It's good to obviously work on the things that I needed to improve on from the last fight, and yeah, like I'm one of those people that my best work is done outside of fight camp without the pressures of the fight camp itself, and that. So yeah, I'm excited for the next 8 weeks of being here and training with my coaches, working on what I need to work on, but also taking on the role of being a training partner and a coach for the girl that I'm training.
Right on, right on. So so going back to the fight against Cyborg, how do you feel like you performed overall?
It definitely. I'm my own worst critic. So yeah, I picked a lot of faults. I've only actually watched a fight back once since the fight, and yeah, I critiqued the hell out of it. But yeah, everyone else is sort of giving me a lot of praise, and I do have to give myself praise. Cris is a finisher, and not there's only a couple of people that have gone the distance, and Holly and I are the only two that have gone 5 rounds with her. So yeah, I am giving myself credit. There were definitely levels of myself that I unlocked in that fight, but yeah, technically there's things I should have done better. There was sort of slight lapses of concentration, which were pivotal in the fight. But lucky, I guess I was able to sort of work my way out of those positions and allow for the fight to continue. But yeah, I'm excited moving forward because the things that were unlocked in that fight is super exciting. For me then just to obviously combine that with the technical side of things, and I think I'll be an unstoppable force.
No, absolutely, absolutely. There's no disagreements there. So I noticed towards well, we all noticed towards the end of the fight, you had actually called Cyborg to the middle of the ring, and I know that's your specialty, boxing and striking. What was the mentality? What was your mentality like calling her to the middle of the ring towards the end of the fight?
Well, I knew I was behind on the scorecard, so it was like, well, I've got to be landing some solid punches, and there was a moment in the fight when I had landed a couple of good punches, and I knew that it had affected her. So yeah, I just wanted to bring her back into sort of my world, which was striking. Credit to her that she stuck to her guns and played, stuck to her fight game. But yeah, I just kind of figured like, I was already bloodied up. I was behind on scorecards, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to die on my shield here if I have to. Like, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down throwing. And yeah, like what the hell, just go. And you know what? The crowd, it was the first time I fought Cris was in a closed arena. It was in the middle of COVID, and obviously I lost that fight as well. But not having any of the crowd there, I didn't think it affected me, but I'll tell you what, the Hawaiian crowd pumped me up so much, and they were awesome to fight for, and that definitely lifted my spirit throughout the fight. And to hear the crowd erupt at that moment just pumped me up even more. So yeah, I hope to fight in Hawaii again every time because they're awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, we all know the crowd interaction, both good, both bad. I mean, regardless, it's still, I guess, like as a competitor, it motivates you, right?
Definitely. And you know what, that's what sort of fighting's about. Without the fans, we there is no fighting really. Like, we need the fans. That's what puts butts on the seats, gets us paid, and they're the people that we need to keep happy. And that's what they want to see at the end of the day. Like, I mean, true mixed martial artists don't mind watching ground game and this and that because we understand it, but for the most part, most fans don't understand that side of things. So they get excited when they see two people in that octagon, inside the cage, throwing down. So to see two females do what Cris and I did that night as a main event fight, it was super entertaining. And even though I lost the fight, and I obviously cried in the cage after that fight, like I wasn't disheartened by it. Like I said, there was so many positives that I did take from the fight, as well as critiquing myself, obviously. But like the fans won that fight.
Absolutely. And you know what? As an onlooker, anytime a fight actually goes the distance, and for me personally, Ken from Can Chronicles Media, if I'm entertained, there's no losers in the fight from my personal perspective.
Yeah. Especially when you see two fighters put it like, I put my heart on the line. Like, I put it all in there. I wasn't trying to protect myself in any way. Like, I was doing everything I could to win that fight. So I think when you see that between two fighters, that's what's exciting, and that's what it's about. Going in there and fighting for what you want.
Talk about fighting for what you want. I know after that fight, you wanted to, book more fights and stuff like that. And recently, you just inked a multi-fight contract with Bellator. How did that come about? Let's talk about that. I know you're super excited about that.
I am. Like, I've been with Bellator now. This is my 5th contract with them. It's been the question throughout my whole career. When are you going over to the UFC? And, just those sorts of things. But to be fair, like, I love the fact that I've been with Bellator. Like, they've been awesome. And even, in my posts, I would miss the team there. Like, they're awesome to work with. The ops team, I'm excited to see them during fight week, even when I'm cutting weight and everything like that. Like, it's awesome to be there. They're a great promotion to work for. And this last contract really has shown me how much they appreciate and respect me as a fighter. And I can't see myself going anywhere else. Like, there is absolutely no reason for me to go anywhere else because Bellator hold the biggest featherweight division. They've kept me active. There's still girls there that I haven't.
Technical difficulty. Oh, there we go. We're back.
No, this me. She dropped out. I don't know. She disappeared.
That's cool. She'll be back. If not, that interview was cool enough, right?
You was killing it.
It's cool. We're gonna pick right back up. So how do we do it next? Just send. I'm gonna go on the DM and tell her to log back on.
Okay.
Hold on. It's cool. I'm not even discouraged.
I'm not neither. I was like, damn. I was like, what the hell?
Let me see. Yeah. She'll come back. And then we can just pick up right where we left off. I remember. Are you there, Caleb?
Yeah, she coming back right here.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I'm not. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Okay, I'm back. It
It's
just
okay.
completely your whole screen out in the little thing, and I was like talking away. I was like, not sure if it's working.
It's okay. You can go ahead and pick up. I can recap the question. So you just recently signed a deal with Bellator for a multi-fight contract. How did that come about? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I had after the fight with Cris, I had one more fight left on my promotion deal with them, and my manager always just gets on the ball. And obviously after the Cris Cyborg fight, while the momentum was still there, and everyone with Bellator was super excited about it. Happy. Scott was also happy with the way the fight had gone as well. So my managers just reapproached Bellator with signing and re-signing, and then obviously they talked figures, and then next minute I had a contract to sign, and here I am with a new 4-fight contract with Bellator.
Did you see it happening that quickly, Arlene?
It usually does, yeah. Usually when I've only had one fight left on the contract, like we've re-signed. So I've never actually seen out a full contract with Bellator. Like I've signed 4-fight contracts each time, and I've only ever had the 3 fights, and then they re-signed me. But yeah, obviously after that fight, just wanted to know whether or not Bellator were interested in re-signing me, and obviously if they weren't, then we'd have to look at other options and stuff. But yeah, that was straight on to wanting to re-sign me, which is good. And then obviously the contract on top of that just secured that I'm a valued fighter within the promotion. So yeah, I'm excited just to get back in there and get to work, and hopefully one day become the champion. Gosh, 3 times now. There is no saying for the 4th time, like it's third time lucky, but kind of blew that one. So we'll see what 4th time brings.
What opponent next does Arlene want to face?
Do you know what? My whole career, it's been, I've been the one being asked, who do I want to fight? And at number 1 now, it's not about who I want to fight. It's who should be wanting to fight me. Like all these girls in the division want to fight me. When I was, I think the lowest I've been ranked within the Bellator once I did the ranking was 6, and I've climbed my way up. But I've been chasing those people above me the whole career. Every time someone's won a fight, or they've had a little bit of momentum, or the spotlight's been on them, I've messaged my manager and I'm like, I want to fight them. That's who I want to fight. Like, yeah, I'm trying to work out why that's not happening with me. People should want to fight me. Hell, the next person I want to fight is Cris again, but I don't see that obviously happening. Believe me, going through those names in the top 10, thinking, well, I fought this one, I fought this person, I fought this person, I fought this person. There are a couple of people I haven't already fought who are already locked in with other girls at the moment. So yeah, I'm not sure. I know that Bellator are looking to put me on again, definitely before the end of the year. I have no idea who against, to be fair. Yeah, but in saying that, like, it doesn't really, like, once you fought Cris, nobody after that scares you. Obviously, I'll 100% respect and train hard and work, but I mean, I'm ready to fight anybody. I will step inside that cage with anybody. The Cris is the go to the Featherweight Division, so you can't be turning down or being worried about any other opponent after that. So, yeah, I just want to get back in the main thing.
Right, absolutely. Do you feel that your career has actually hit the reset button, being that you just signed a contract and you have some upcoming fights before the year's up? Is there a reset button that's been hit?
Definitely. Obviously, the people that are closest to me sort of know I try and be a bit of an open book on my social media, and sometimes I guess my message, like what I post, might be a little bit like subliminal messaging. People might not get it, but I didn't know what was going to happen after the Cris fight. Winning that world title, whether or not for me that is the pinnacle. And I did say it in interviews. Cris is the pinnacle of the fight game, and me winning that Bellator world title is the ultimate goal for me. So after that, there would be no other goals, and there's other things in my life that I wanted to sort of do. So I wasn't sure of retirement. I was sort of waiting to see how the feel went with it, and retirement was definitely on the cards. But it's interesting because that was a mindset literally going in. I remember being in the change rooms, pumping myself up, and I just told myself, one more time, Arlene, just go in there and give it absolutely everything. One more time, this might be the last time that you ever step inside the cage again. So make it count. And obviously I went in there and did my best and definitely made it count, but it wasn't enough. But honestly, as soon as the bell finished, the fight finished, that was not my mindset. I was pumped. I was like, hey, there's no way I can retire after that. I think there's times that a fighter can tell when their time is up. And for me, there was moments in the fight with Cris where I could have rolled over and I could have quit. After obviously the legal knee in the first round, I sort of sat there and there's a photo of me. And quitting was not the question. I was telling myself to wake the fuck up. Like, Arlene, get up. Because, up until that moment, she was literally just, mauling me sort of thing. And then there was, when she suplexed me in the round, obviously when I got cut as well in the third round, the doctor had told me, he looked at me and he said, if you want an out now, I can give it to you because the cut's pretty bad. He goes, we can stop this fight. And I was like, fuck no. And that's again when I pumped the crowd up because I was like, I'm doing this for you guys. Well, obviously I'm doing it for me, but I didn't want the fight to end, especially not like that. That's disappointing. But there were moments where I could have definitely taken the easy road out. And that's when I knew within me that I've still got the fight in me. And I think that if you retire when you've still got that fight in you, it would have been a regret. And that's why I've been back in the gym ever since training. And it's honestly like I do have a new lease of life in me, and I'm excited for what's ahead, and retirement is not on the cards. So and this is what I guess this is for me. I do believe that God has a plan for you. And for me, he knew that if I had won that belt, my path would have gone another way, and he's not ready to make me go that way yet. So here I am having, another run at, I guess, maybe eventually the Bellator title again. I don't know. But for me, it's just about training hard, enjoying it, and getting back in that cage and doing what I'm meant to be doing.
You know what, Arlene, to go back on what you said, I found that very interesting that, me tracking your career throughout the years, whether or not you win or lose, I've always gotten the feeling that you never actually want the fight to actually end. I think you can go another 5 rounds or another 3 rounds.
Well, one thing, it's interesting. Yeah, there's so much. I literally started writing my diary entries yesterday because I think I need to start putting all of these experiences and thoughts into a book, because I only sort of let little bits and pieces out, even in podcasts like this as well. But there's just so much more into it. Like, I did a 5-week fight camp for the Cyborg fight here at Jackson's. Obviously, I trained for 4 weeks back at home leading up to it. So I did get a full week, but 5 weeks here in Albuquerque, made it a very rushed fight camp with my coaches. Definitely wasn't ideal, but I mean, we'd signed the contract, and once I sign that contract and commit, there's no pulling out. Like, I throw everything into injuries. I was fine this fight camp, but last fight camp, had injuries where I probably should have pulled out. But like I said, once I signed that dotted line, I commit to the fight. And it just there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff in that last fight camp, only being 5 weeks, and I very much thank my my sports psychologist, because he helped a lot in that fight, and he was probably one of the reasons I got to unlock a level in me in that fight too, just with the things that we'd worked on and the worries and concerns that I had going into the fight. Yeah, it's just goes to show all that sort of stuff definitely works. All that preparation definitely works.
Absolutely. So when it comes to, you know, Arlene having the team and having people around you who just pretty much help you, motivate you, train you and stuff like that. And it's two last questions. Who would you like to give special thanks to in regards to the progress in your career this far?
Yeah, I'm very, very lucky to have had amazing coaches and training partners. Like obviously, I'm over here at Jackson Wink at the moment. You know, one of the world's best gyms in the world. You know, under Coach Wink, Coach Jackson, Joey, all my training partners here. I've got some of the best teammates here. But even back home in Australia, I have such a good support base back there as well. You know, I train down at Freestyle MMA. Which is Alex Volkanovski's gym. Joe, the head coach there, they all look after me, all my teammates there. My jiu-jitsu gym, Luke Martin at Sydney West Martial Arts. They're also a great support base as well. He's the guy that's like definitely lifted my ground game. Like his jiu-jitsu is phenomenal and his teaching is next level. My strength and conditioning coach, Mia at Ethos Performance, he's probably the one guy that's definitely prolonged my career over the years. Like I'm 39 right now, and he's able to, with his support, with making sure that I don't overtrain, which is probably my biggest thing. But yeah, just everything that he does for my body just to keep it going. And yeah, I feel like I'm getting better with age rather than going backwards. My wrestling coach, Avatar, he's been around me for years and his friendship means a lot too. And he's just that one guy that's awesome. I've got striking coaches, Tony Del Vecchio at Bondi Boxing and Glenn Baragry. Yeah, I've got so many people in my life. I've got so many people, close friends, coaches, everyone. And without everyone's support, it just all makes everything so much easier. I'm grateful for everyone that I've got in my life.
Very strong team. And you know what? Shout out to everybody who continues to keep Arlene's career thriving, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm very, very humbled. I've got very good people around my life. Like obviously even my family, just makes it easier. Like, yeah, I'm here over in America a lot sooner than I was meant to, but I spent 6 months over here last year. I was over here, beginning of the year for a 5-week fight camp. I'm back over here again for 2 months. So this has only been like a recent change in my training to come over here as much as I am at the moment. So it's hard for me to leave. Obviously, my partner and my kids, but they're all super supportive and definitely make this a lot easier as well to be away. And thank God for technology too, because I'm literally on the phone today. Probably in contact and talking to them more while I'm away than I do when we're at home, just because I'm just that annoying person to hear from them all the time.
So one last question. I feel like the support base needs to know when your potential opponents coming up next. How focused is Arlene Blencowe?
How focused am I? Well, here I am over in America training like I'm in a fight camp when I'm not even in a fight camp, taking away time from my family and my life back at home. So yeah, I've always been a focused athlete, a focused fighter. Like I'm a very dedicated person that puts everything into this. But yeah, I think I said this last time. There was an Arlene. God, what are we up to now? Arlene 0.3, 3.0. A loss always does really good things for me. Like I said earlier in the interview, I'm my own worst critic. And even when I win fights, I look at them fights and I break down all the things I should have done better. So, but with my losses, they do something different. And especially after, like, my last 3 losses have only been my title shots. So, you know, I want that Bellator title so bad. So, yeah, it's disappointing to lose a fight, but it's also disappointing when you add on the fact that you don't get that one thing that you've been working for the whole time. So, yeah, I'm hungry, I'm dedicated, And yeah, I'm a scary force for whoever wants to fight me, but that shouldn't deter anyone. Please fight me. God. Fight that
Exactly.
dotted line, whoever wants the opportunity.
Everyone out there, Arlene wants to fight.
Yeah, I will fight anyone.
Anyone. Well, Arlene, you know what? Thank you for your time. I know you're busy, and pretty soon we look forward to seeing you in the octagon, throwing blows and going the distance. And hopefully, it's going to result in the win that you want. Because in our eyes and the support base, you're already a winner, Arlene. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.